Hey, good evening traders, it's BA here. It's January 30th, and what I'd like to do tonight is go through the weekly zones. So what we'll cover is the S&Ps, the bonds, crude, the dollar, and gold, and see where the weekly levels are. Alright, we're going to start out with the S&P. Yeah, we got a little pullback today in the S&Ps. Imagine that. The market can pull back. I'm sure everybody was up in arms about foul play in the stock market. I mean, stock market's not supposed to go down, right? So anyway, here are our zones for the week for the S&P. 2343 to the upside. Really, guys, the only ones I'm really concerned about are the zones right here, the first levels. So that's what I'm really concerned with. So that 2215 and 2249, those are the levels I'm really looking at for the week. Yeah, right here. Get my cursor right. All right, for the bonds, looks like we've got 152.01 and 148.06 levels to watch out for in the bond market. Crude has just been, it's been one of the most mellow times in the crude market I've seen in a long time. I mean, good gosh, look at this thing. You would never would have thought that the prior 55 days was one of the most volatile in history, and now we get almost 2.5 weeks of where you could put a dime on the movement, and the thing has hardly moved anywhere. We're still short the stock market with S&P futures, and we're short crude via a lot of calls around the 57 strike. So crude levels for the week, I'm going to go to the upside in crude because that's important levels. 56.42 to the upside, and then down here to the low side, 49.58. The dollar, we've got first level 99.29 and 101.77. Of course, there's no options in the dollar futures, so we just monitor this. I like to look at the dollar and compare it to gold and crude. That's how I like to look at the dollar. Sometimes there's an interesting pairs trade to take on, just like we did last part of December, first part of January, where we went long gold and sold the dollar. Turned out to be a really good pairs trade. Gold market, we've got levels at 1210, 1169 first level, and guys, the reason I'm just calling out the first levels right now is I'm starting to collect just a whole lot of data on the weekly series that shows that those first levels are pretty dang solid. So as we go through in time, I'll let you know how I like to play those things, especially in the S&Ps. These are weekly zones, so it doesn't really apply to the markets unless we get within, say, eight or 9 days of option expiration. So anyway, those are the levels for the week. What I would like to do is go back. I want to show you something in the S&P. Look at our resistance level. S&P just could not close above that last week. It hit it, nailed it, went right through it, came right down and closed right under it, closed right below it day before, and hit it. Next day sold off, and it's held it so far. So it's been a while since a level has held in the S&Ps. This one has. Who knows? Maybe it's just coincidence. But anyway, we won't stop putting those 1.272 projections in. They just make sense. Market tends to gravitate to them. So they're very crucial to our trading and support and resistance. We'll keep doing it. So anyway, guys, hey, that's a wrap on the weekly zones. One thing new I've got coming up that I'm going to be adding to the weekly zones is you're going to start seeing the projections over here based on the real-time stats that I have on all of these levels, I'll start putting the probabilities of getting to those levels every week. So that's something new I'm going to be adding to these zones. I really like this. I enjoy it. I use it in crude, even trading on longer time frames, and of course I like playing the S&Ps. So hey guys, listen, one thing to go on this week: if we get the S&Ps anywhere close to this level this week, this area right here, just sell the puts in this weekly series. Just sell them as hard as you can. So those are some very, very high probability trades. So anyway, if we get lucky enough and get a pullback down into this first level, sell this red zone, sell the puts down in here. So you've got that playground to play around in right there. Guys, S&P very rarely closes below that first level. I mean, when it does, it's falling out of bed. So that's just a good place to play. Anyway, that's a wrap for this week on the weekly zones. I'll catch you up Friday and let you know how the stats play out. We'll update you with those as well. Hey, you guys have a nice evening, and BA signing out.